here. Okay, interesting question. All right. Just get everybody written down here. So the question of the day is, does your character care about how they're perceived by others? Do they change themselves to fit in with other people, and if so, how?
Grotus goes first. No.
I think we all knew that answer.
Yeah, I think so.
Get that out of the way. It's flat no.
Checks out.
Wow, I'm trying to think of like if that concept has even occurred to Emma Honker at all, that like other people think things and
Well, I mean, even even
yeah,
even outside of like maybe not the concept of being perceived by others, but it's like, do you, if you're around people, do you want to be like those people and change yourself in some way?
behold the sea of fucks that Honker has sown. Alas, they are not a druid, and so it is barren. That's basically I'm Honker's life style choice. Is do
Beautiful.
what makes them happy.
Nice. I think for Braz, when she's around like her inner circle, she doesn't care because they know who she is and they accept her for it. But when she's around other people that she doesn't know so well, she wants to be perceived as a badass. Got a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Okay. Cool. Good stuff. All right, let me get the map shared here. So I know we didn't get up to too much last time due to literal catastrophes. But if anybody remembers what we kind of generally have gotten up to here, uh, leading up to us standing outside this door.
I'm gonna say shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty
Shenanigans,
accurate. Yeah,
tomfoolery, a bit of nincompoopery.
that checks out.
Broad strokes is we've snitched. We found evidence and snitched on Mistress Dusklight that she's in league with bad stuff, responsible for many heinous crimes.
Indeed, indeed.
Once again, the authorities that be put a bunch of clowns in charge.
I'm really worried about this world we live in that this keeps happening.
It kind of makes
Yeah,
you.
it's
It kind of
really
makes you wonder who the real clowns are in this world.
No fucking kidding.
like paper thin. The authority of the state is really.
This really says a lot about society.
You're a bunch of circus people that came into town. Have a badge.
Makes sense. Everyone's sitting around waiting for like, oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds will say something that fix this. Oh
Uh,
wait, no, he's just a rich jackass like the rest of them. Oh, okay, cool. So we did that, and they put us in charge of taking down the operation. For the first little bit there were still people
mm-hmm,
enjoying the pretty off-putting, distracting games and shit like that.
mm-hmm.
We rescued and recruited a few of the acts.
Indeed.
We can go into them later, but yeah, we got a bunch of those there.
All right.
And we have, yeah, we're about to go through, find Mistress Dusklight after pretty much clearing out every corner that we could, making sure any other, abused employees get a chance at freedom, making sure civilians shake out, pissing off or scaring away her lieutenants. And now we're closing in on Dusklight herself, who is said to be hiding behind a maze of mirrors.
Yeah, so you guys did get some information from some of the, people who worked here that you've, gotten out or just been able to get some information out of. That there's like a series of rooms, kind of a fun housey sort of setup that patrons would usually go through this experience of like a series of uh, interesting things to entertain them and whatnot. But she's kind of reconfigured this the way these buildings are set up so that the only way to be able to get to like where she like lives, like where her office is for like the whole thing, is to like go through this whole rigmarole um, along the way. So we stand outside the gates here. Uh, the these gates, there's a pair of thick wooden doors that are opened outwards, as you can see, and kind of these wispy curtains that hang down over the doorway. And above the door, it reads the Heavenly Gallery. And you can kind of see there's like almost like a little bit of like mist, kind of wafting out slightly around these like kind of wispy, sheer-ish curtains by the front door. Kind of a sweet like scent as well, kind of floral a little bit. Hey, buddy, you need to jump up here. Come here.
Well, this place has a sweet aromatic scent coming from it. Let's fill it with farts and smoke, shall we?
Sounds fantastic. Hope y'all eat today.
I like farting. It makes me feel alive.
It is the fragrance of humor, which is the food of the soul.
It's deep. Very deep.
Farts are food?
Food that will kill you if you eat too much. So, yes, like a dessert, the best kind of food.
Okay, that just took a wild turn.
I corral my entourage and I'm like explaining to them how farts are dessert.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. This better not come up something in the future. Oh no. All right. So so you guys kind of part these sheer curtains and make your way inside the Heavenly Gallery. And here, I'll get Maz in here. Let's see. I think everybody's got the map right. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. So you step in here and you find yourself in a pretty decently sized room. It's fairly dim in here, but there is kind of this nice, kind of low white ambient light that just kind of softly illuminates from a few different corners. It's all kind of very relaxing feeling. And there's these big white poofy clouds that seem to just kind of slowly drift around the room, and they're quite thick. Like you can't see through these clouds, these cloud embankments that are like inside this room. But they just kind of look pillowy and marshmallowy and maybe a little delicious. And there
God,
is
I want to set them on fire.
and there is this faint harp music as well that just kind of very quietly just kind of plucks away, uh, almost seemingly in the distance. And there is a feminine voice echoes into the room here as you guys all step in, and it says, "Come to vanquish a rival, have you? Consider whether you're on the wrong side of this confrontation. I have the forces of good at my service." And you see from some of the clouds on the western end of the room these angelic figures kind of descend out of the clouds. They have these tall, kind of elven, torsos and faces, and they have these wings attached to their back that are currently kind of folded. And they're both holding lyres as they descend. And the bottom half of their body is kind of snake-like, like starting right below, kind of like the belly button of their torso. It turns into a snake body and kind of coils away behind them here.
Cool. Hating this already.
So as they approach you, like they don't make any move. It seems to like attack. They just kind of head in your guys' direction. And you hear one of them speak. And it says, "Hello, heroes. We offer you spells to aid in your upcoming trials." And she kind of plucks a little at her lyre.
Why would you do that?
"We are the forces of good. Are you not the forces of good? Do you not want the blessings of on high?"
I'm gonna look at them skeptically. Can I roll something to size them up?
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me. Okay. So, Grotus, you look these over, and they don't seem anything particularly out of the ordinary for you, and you don't feel any malice in that regard. What they remind you of is you remember you've heard tales before of creatures called a Lilland or a Lilendi, that they were some kind of celestial creature that were native to another plane of existence, and they typically had a form like this kind of half snake-like, half elven woman sort of look. You remember hearing legends about these.
Okay. What kind of spells? What kind of trials we talking?
She extends like both of her arms kind of out in front of her in your direction, and she's like, "Come, feel my embrace, and I will bless you with strength."
All right, juice me up.
All right, so you
Grotus starts like slamming his forearm, finding a vein.
the little end here kind of looks at you confused as you are kind of manically slapping the crook of your arm here in front of her. Um, what is the meaning of this? Come, child.
All right, whatever. It's one of the ones you gotta get in a chair for. Cool.
Oh, here I have a picture. Are the others of you doing anything?
I'm watching this very closely because I don't trust these things.
Okay. Are you rolling a perception check with your
I think I will.
skepticalness as well? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, something's just not sitting right with me.
Okay. You don't recall ever, hearing about these kind of creatures before. Um, like you aren't sure what to make of them. Um, they look interesting. Um, you're just kind of generally puzzled. You're not quite sure what to make of these.
I mean, to be fair, in their defense, I don't trust anybody. I think everybody's out to get us. So
Fair. Hunker, are you wanting to skeptically observe as well?
I don't think I'm skeptical. Like, I'm just observing, like seeing what's going to
Yep.
happen.
You're just having an experience. That's fair.
Yeah.
All
Still
right.
thinking about eating farts.
Like I'm more like watching to see what happens.
All right. So, move this up here. So, Grotus, you approach this one in front of you here. And so as you kind of get within arm's reach here, she reaches out and you feel her kind of touch your shoulder. And roll a will save for me. All right. So as she touches your shoulder here, your mind. What were the? Ah, yeah. Your mind kind of empties a bit of thought. You kind of feel calm and at peace. No thoughts, head empty kind of vibes. You are stupefied one.
Dope.
All right.
So am I able to kind of discern what effect this has had on Grotus? So like that's
Uh,
kind of what I've been doing is observing just to
sure,
see what
sure.
happens.
Give me, let's say, like an occult check. That is one of them, right?
Yeah, occultism.
Occultism. Yeah, occultism. That's the word. Okay. All right. So observing what's going on with Grotus here, you do get the sense that there has been some kind of enchantment done here. You're not sure exactly what's going on in Grotus's head. You don't really know that for sure. But you
We
get
never
this.
do.
Yeah, fair point. But you but you get the sense that some kind of enchantment has occurred.
He seems zooted.
A little zooted on the sauce.
Rose fully lit. All right, cool. Yeah. So Grotus is like, fucking, hey, I feel strong as shit.
Pretty much, yeah. Like to you in your mind, you feel a little buffed.
Point me at the evil. Ready to fight him.
Well, you feel it, but are you really? Is the question.
Only one way to find out, and I mean to test it on Dustlight's face.
I'm still skeptical of these things.
Okay.
Not
Roll
many less.
roll me another perception check if you're still both you and Honker if you're both still kind of thinking things about this. Okay. So Honker, you as you're continuing to observe what's going on with this situation, as you in the back of your mind also ponder how one exactly consumes a fart, you kind of get a better look, like the Lilin that was touching Grotus over here. Uh, she moves in just enough of a way in the light that you get a bit of a better look at her. And you notice that the wings that are on her back look to be made out of some kind of fiber and perhaps some wood and string.
I'll point that out to Bookworm, or sorry, which one are you? Bras.
Bros.
Maybe
Bras.
you're a little stupefied.
A little bit.
Oh no!
For what?
Oh shit! Oh, I really want to light her on fire, but I probably shouldn't.
All right. Well, what are you doing with this information, Bros? These wings on these creatures appear to be fake.
Yeah.
All
I
is
think
not as
this
it
isn't
seems.
real, and maybe they can't give us very good blessings. Because, like, you're either all wood or you're not. You know? No
Yeah.
halvesies. I know I try so hard. I just really want to have. Just wish I could be a real boy.
Okay, let me ask this out of character. Do me and Scorch have a good enough relationship, you think, that I could test Grotus's supposed strength by having him punch my wolf? And my wolf will know that it's just for testes.
I would say sure. I would say your wolf is aware of playtime and has probably had some playtime with Grotus and would be down for some playtime in these tasty clouds.
Perfect. All right, Grotus, I need you to just go with me on this. I need you to try to punch Scorch.
Not my style, but Scorch seems to understand.
Scorch is kind
Scorch,
of
but
running in circles in this little cloud over here, kind of stirring it up a little bit excitedly.
He really wants to play with you, Grotus.
all right, I'm not gonna smack a dog, but I'll do a sweep, leg sweep, try to trip him up.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll. Just, I guess, just roll like a 20. Just roll a 20 on that one.
Right, let me get a stumbling straight. Still,
Okay.
I aimed it at myself for some reason, but
All right. So you, with your stumbling strike here, trying to sweep the leg on this, like you do manage to catch uh, one of Scorch's paws here with your sweep, but Scorch is in playtime mode at the moment, and just kind of leaps in your direction, and you find yourself kind of pinned on the ground, Scorch on top of you. Maybe licking your face a little bit. You're having a little bit of difficulty, lifting him off of you.
Or does somebody just get their ass kicked by a puppy? How's that newfound strength working for you, Grotus?
this, whatever. I didn't want to hit the dog anyway. All right, Snake Lady, show us the dust light. We're juiced. We're ready. Before I come down.
I think you already have.
While you kind of are continuing to talk to this one, Braz, you're kind of at the edge of this cloud down here in the south. Roll me, and I'll have Maz roll a perception check as well since she's here. Okay. Maz perception. Okay. So Braz, Maz, you guys are both kind of right down here at the edge of this southern cloud. And while this business with Scorch has been going on with Grotus and this other little end over here, you notice out of the corner of your eye that the other little end that was over there is not there anymore. And you, at the last moment, gonna have both of you roll a, what's that one? Reflex save. Very nice. Let's see how Maz does.
Wait, that rolled on Grotus.
That's okay. Wow,
Holy
38 of
shit,
them. God damn, Maz. Woo! So, both of you, you're small. You've gone through life. You've had things to deal with that have been after you. And you guys both have, some pretty finely tuned senses of things sneaking up on you. It's very important to have when you're trying to be sneaky yourself. You've learned this over the years. And you feel presence behind you in the cloud. And at the last moment, both you and Maz uh, kind of dodge out of the way as this other lowland in the cloud here. You see like her reaching out her hands, and she was like reaching to try to like grab both of you on the shoulders.
Bitch, I swear to God, don't touch me.
The one that's in the cloud here, you see kind of a scowl go across her face as you two dodge out of her grasp here. And she reaches at her side, and you see that she has a scabbard on one side. And she reaches in and pulls a scimitar out and kind of whiffs it in front of her. The clouds kind of swirl fancifully around it here, and points it in your direction. All of you go ahead and roll up initiative. Oh, let me get Maz's. Okay. All right. So, top of the order here. Oh, let me make sure you guys can actually see both of these on the map. I didn't realize the other one wasn't turned on. Okay. So, top of the order here, we have the other one that's over here by Grotus. As she sees her compatriot unsheath her scimitar here, she does so as well and makes a sweep with it at Grotus. Come on. Hits. All right. And then she... Where is this? Spells. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. Oops. That's why we're not seeing them. Didn't move the turn marker up. Okay. She reaches out in your direction for her second action here, Grotus. And do a reflex save for me first.
Gonna hero point that. I would like to roll above a 10 for once.
Fair. Hey, there you go.
There you go.
All right, so with your reflex save here, you see her reaching out towards you with her other hand, the one that's not holding a scimitar, and you kind of jerk your shoulder back away, and she doesn't manage to get a grip on you there with that. So nothing else happens on that one. The other one here, over here behind you, Braz, has her scimitar out, and she swings in your direction. Oop, there we go. Misses. Hits. Whew. Spicy.
All right, I'm coming for her.
And then for her last bit of movement, she kind of moves backwards into the cloud, kind of concealing her from your view. All right. Maz. I really got to stop closing her sheet because I can't grab it as easily since she's not logged in up there. Okay, so this other one kind of disappeared back into the cloud here. But she moves forward, kind of past you, Braz, pulls out the rapier that she's got, and attacks twice. Missing once. Oof, missing twice, unfortunately. Honker.
I will inspire courage.
Okay.
Just myself targeted 1 sec here.
Sure. Nice. All right. Everybody's feeling a little buffed for real this time.
And then I will attempt to daze this one in front of me here.
Okay. All right. They critically succeed on their will save.
All right, then. That'll be my turn.
All righty. Braz.
All right. Well, since the other one decided to be a little scaredy cat and run away, I'm gonna attack her sister here. I'm gonna craft 2 alchemist fire and chuck them both.
All right. Nice.
Oh, I did the damage. I forgot to do the attack. Let me try
Oh,
that
yeah,
again.
okay. Yeah, I guess I was missing.
I'm like, wait, why is there so many dice?
All right, so I'll fix it up here. Let's see.
For the second one.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, they do still get the bit of splash.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so go ahead and I think it was with the 4 or something. Yeah. Oh, and the persist. Yeah. Okay, so the alchemist fire here, the liquid in there, it's kind of splashed around the area here, and some of the heat from that is kind of messing with the clouds a bit, kind of thinning them out
Perfect.
somewhat. Hasn't revealed anything particularly notable yet, but at least the area around this first gal over here is kind of clearing up a little bit from those. All right, Grotus.
Alright, so Grotus is first going to flow from his stupefied bravado very smoothly into his stumbling stance and strike with a flurry of blows, stumbling blows,
Okay.
upon this duplicitous snake lady.
How could they?
Bitches be crazy.
Indeed.
All right. Unfortunately, a miss, but that one is crit.
Beautiful.
And gonna make it a stunning strike, so she's gonna have to roll that fortitude save.
Okay, let me get that found for her here. Okay, fortitude. All right, she rolled a 29, which I think is definitely over what we needed.
Yeah, that's just fine, yeah.
So, no stun, but the damage still happens.
Here comes the damage. Okay.
All right.
With that, I still have one more attack, one
Yep.
more action. And I'm going to make this last desperate swing. Oh, even with a 19, that third one misses, so that's good to know.
Whew. All right. Brings us to Scorch.
He's gonna just go ahead and bite that snake lady in front of him.
Yep. It's all fun and games. Oops. That untargeted her. Let's try that again. But why is this not? Scorch. Select. There we go. There's like every single piece of these clouds has like an open closed on it.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's for like visibility stuff, which I guess kind of comes into play here with your little fire stuff going on, so I can use them for that. But yeah, like there's like all these just funky shaped like little cloud segments that all have like the open door, closed door thing on them for like light passage. Interesting way to do it. Okay, so Scorch bites at our gal here. Hits.
Atta boy.
And then there's also the additional d6 because he's standing next to his pals, and that makes him bite harder for some reason. Additional damage. Additional 1, unfortunately, but it's something.
Better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Alright, I think we had him, got him too, so he could like move and attack. So if he's just attacking again. Okay, and he misses on his second chomp, unfortunately. Which brings us back to the top of the order with this one that we've all been beaten on here. And she kind of raises up her scimitar over one of her shoulders and goes into this kind of spin move for her turn, striking at Scorch and Maz and Grotus. Get those selected properly. There we go. All right. So yeah, she swings around at all of you three. All right. Attack at Maz. Misses against Grotus. Critical miss. Does hit on Scorch, though. That... Oh, that should not have rolled damage on some of you guys. Hold on. Let's see. So you, Grotus, let me fix your damage here. Let's see. Let's see. Maz. Okay, Scorches stays. Scorches did get hit. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, she does this little dervish move with her scimitars, whirling around in front of all of you. But some of you managed to dodge it here. Oh, and that rolled the persistent damage on that one as well. All right, Grotus.
Do my thing, do my thing. Double check something real quick. Okay, so she landed a scimitar strike on me while I had stumbling strike on, so she's going to be flat-footed
Yep.
against this good old flurry of blows.
All right.
Is flat-footed now called off guard? I don't see flat-footed.
Oh, did they change that? Not. Yeah. I'm gonna guess yes. So let me double check really quick. And let's see, rounds. That. Huh. Not seeing anything at first glance, but if that's what shows where that other one usually was,
I'll take it.
I'm gonna guess yeah, they changed it for some reason. All right, that's a hit. Sweet.
So I guess this broke the part where she should take an additional 1 damage.
Oh,
Because
right.
the nature of the attack and the stacks.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's another hit.
I'll add the +1 to damage this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. What was that?
I still have.
Yeah, I think you still have one.
Yeah, but it's kind of not worth doing. Instead, I will. Can I perform something real quick?
Yeah, what are you doing?
No, I'm not going to try doing that just yet. I don't have a good use for it. It's not going to fascinate somebody in the middle of the fight.
Okay.
I'll just roll that last one, hope for a 20, I guess. Or no, I'll do a. I still have 2 left, so I can feint and then do that last one. So at least she'll be off guard for this last one.
Okay.
So I'll roll my deception to see if I can succeed on the feint.
Sounds good. Nice. Definitely passes there.
All right, so she's off guard for this last attack. Let's see if we can get it over the line, sweet Jesus. All right.
Oof. Unfortunately not. All right, which brings us to Maz, who was short enough to dodge under the scimitar swirling a moment ago. She goes ham with the rapier, poking at the snake half of this gal down here with a hit. Nice. Another strike with a crit. Oh, damn.
Nice.
Holy shit. And one last go. From a critical to a critical miss. Damn.
Okay.
All right, but she did some serious damage here. Like, this gal is not looking so good, and especially now after you guys have been beating on her a bit, these like the wings are kind of falling apart a bit. Like, they look like some kind of hurriedly thrown together, fabric and some other junk to kind of make some crude wings to hopefully fool some people who weren't paying as close attention as some of you were. But yeah, like one of them's kind of fallen off a bit. He's not looking too good. Braz.
Oh, why don't I just throw some alchemist fire at her then? That ought to make her feel better.
Couldn't hurt.
Yes.
That's a hit. Nice. All right. The
Oh, I
alchemist.
didn't even have to do the splash damage.
Yeah, the alchemist fire hits, and boy does it hit. And bursts across this. The wings both just like kind of just go up pretty quickly. Like it was like some kind of thin cruddy material, so it's just kind of gone with this, and so is she in the process, it seems.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll just use my last action to move in a little further here.
Okay.
We'll just save that other alchemist fire for a rainy day.
Okay. All right.
Like when that other bitch comes out.
All right. Scorch. What's Scorch doing?
We still can't see the other one, right?
No. Last you saw that she kind of moved back into this kind of L cloud bank in the bottom part of the room.
Okay. I'll just have Scorch move up next to me.
Okay. All right. Honker.
Horse truck. Well, hold on. I will close my eyes and put my hands out in a meditative state and go, can I sense the spirit of this other one? With my spirit sense,
Ooh.
sixth sense.
Is that something with like a roll, or is it just like a thing that you like?
No, that's
see,
a whole thing that is just
like
it's
a
like
feat.
blind sight and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, sure. So Honker,
But
you
it's for souls, like specifically. Hold on, I'm
for
pulling the
souls.
thing out.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, you.
So glad that Hunker is on our team, because if not, Hunker would scare the bejesus out of me.
Okay, so is this Pathfinder 2? Yeah, it is. Spirit sense is oh, maybe I can't do that in combat. Never mind. It says when I'm exploring, I can do it. We're in combat though, so that's not exploration mode.
I'll
No,
allow
I
it.
got other. I have other.
Oh, you have other
answers, I'm
stuff.
sure,
Okay, you have
so
other stuff. Okay, okay.
Let me see here, really quick. Um.
I'm pretty sure I remember reading somewhere that especially if like Honker holds up their hands like this and goes one no 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 no, I think it works better that way.
Right. Let me see if would this work. Sorry. Oh man, I really don't like being like this
No, you're fine.
on a turn. DM pet peeve for me. I'll tell you what. I'll do detect magic. So
Okay,
just trying to see if maybe I don't know if this thing is magical, but I kind of figure if they did something, so maybe that'll work. It's
sure.
just a 30-foot emanation,
Okay,
and it gives me no information beyond the presence or absence of like that magic, of just magic.
sure.
And if it's illusion magic, I only detect it if it's lower than the level of my spell.
Okay,
So I will cast this at third level.
okay,
It's going to look like I'm casting haste so that I can tick off a third level spell slot.
sure. Okay,
But,
sure.
yeah.
So you cast this, and you are able to detect some illusion magic. Uh, Pretty much, directly to the south
I don't get
of
a
you. Oh, you
direction.
don't get a direction.
It's
Okay.
just a 30-foot emanation.
Okay.
That's all I get.
Yeah, you definitely sense some illusory magic going on.
Okay, I sense something nearby. So with my other action, I'm gonna kind of try and move in a direction. I'm gonna roll a die though to try and figure out what direction I'm rolling because I know I don't want to meta on that. Odds will go west, so I'll go west here. Do. Maybe move over this way. Am I able to? Do I see anything or spot anything?
So in here, roll me a perception as you're kind of wandering into this cloud bank here. Nice. All right. So as you're going through this cloud bank here, and I think it helps a little bit that you're close to the floor. The like the way these are, like it seems like they kind of thin out a bit closer to the floor. It's not like perfectly thick all the way down. But you kind of catch a glimpse of something on the floor as you're wandering in here, and you find a pouch that you see some strings that were on it. It looks like it probably was tied to somebody's belt, but like one of the strings broke, maybe fell off of somebody. But you find a pouch in here that contains a few things. A couple sapphires, a small jar that seems to have some kind of paste or some kind of goop or something in it, and then a scroll. Go ahead and put these into the party sheet. Oops. Grabbed the wrong thing. Wrong window. Whoa, they changed how the party sheet inventory thing looks. It's a little kind of fancier looking now.
There's a useless middle bar.
Yeah, there is. Wait, oh, it's a sell items button. So any of
It's always been there.
yeah, has it always been there? How did I never?
Yeah, you've always been able to sell and adjust a percentage, or maybe at least for D&D and Starfinder you were. I don't, maybe not for Pathfinder.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Huh. I don't actively remember that being there, but either way, that's useful. Yeah, you find some stuff. It's in the party sheet.
Okay, that'll be my turn then. That's all I can do.
Okay. All right. The other gal down here, she kind of comes forward, kind of rushing at Braz and Maz out of the cloud and strikes. Let's see. Once at, let's do Braz first since you're already targeted. Hoo! The critical. Oof, ow, your bones. God damn. A big ol' slash out of the clouds at your direction. And then at Maz. With a miss. Braz definitely took the brunt of that blow. Braz, you're up.
Yes, you know, beef. You bitch. I will throw that last alchemist fire at her.
Okay.
Directly in her face. Oh, I forgot to target her.
All right, go ahead and target her and reroll. Oof.
Son of a bitch.
It's okay.
Right.
Either of those would have missed. You didn't lose out on anything.
I was about to say, go ahead and target her and reroll as GM speak for him. Throwing you a bone, buddy. Come on, I believe in you.
Yeah, I think it was worth the second time. Alright, well now I'm just pissed at her, so I'm gonna pull my club out and just start beating her.
All right, as one does. Hey, that's another critical. Let's go. Nice.
And one last time here.
And a 1. Oh, it's like the second time that's happened. We've had a crit and then go to a crit and miss instead. Oof. All right. Grotus.
Make it happen. Running, flying kick. Bicycle kick, so it counts as flurry of blows.
Nice. And conveniently, the only thing between you and her are Braz and Maz. Easily leap overable with the flying kick.
Because we're all short.
Yeah. So from behind you, you hear a howling Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 2 noise as he comes whirling feet first towards the bad guy.
That stupefy is really coming out.
It's really amping up my game.
The power, it's creating you so much power. Ah!
Is
Damn.
it though?
Oh, damn.
He's still going to do his signature feint. He's going to land on the ground and then do the worm to get back up, so you have no idea where he's coming from.
For a second, I thought the signature feint was going to just literally be just feints. It's gone. Just like, bye.
He looks like he's doing that, but then he like what? Comes back up.
Cool, slick.
All right, so I'm going to guess that works.
Yes, that is good. Hey!
Works. For not a lot of damage, but we like it. Oh, plus one more, so that's an 8.
Oh, plus one more. Let me go ahead and fix that on here.
And that's my turn.
All right. Let me grab her sheet here. All right. Maz is... Oop, come on. Target. The heck? Target. There we go. These dang cloud doors. Making clicking on stuff such a pain.
Fucking cloud doors everywhere.
Let's see. Okay, so she rapier ahoy. That's a hit. And a miss. And a miss. Man, we're getting so many 19s tonight.
Well, you gotta have a theme.
Yeah. It's all 19s, crits, or just fails. That's it. Nothing else. Scorch. What's our
He's
boy
gonna
up
bite
to?
her.
Okay, is he coming around Grotus over here?
In between me and Grotus.
Okay, yeah, it's close enough that should be fine. Let's see. Scorch. Is he still... Oh yeah, he's targeting the other one that's dead. Yep. Target this one. Alright. Bites ahoy.
Noise.
Alright. Well, I don't know why it rolled the attacks twice, but I was going to anyway, so that was convenient to Fantasy Grounds to preemptively do that for me. The attacks twice, so they both hit. Biting into Snick here. Honker. You got a bag of shinies in the clouds. But aside from that, you haven't run into anything else over here. But you hear your friends get into some business back behind you. You heard Braz getting slashed. And some other fighting.
Can I not? Or is that thing like invisible, or can I not see it?
With where you're at in the clouds, the clouds where you're at are a little too thick, so you just see cloud where you are.
Then I'll move over to where I can see it and cast Chill Touch.
Okay. God damn. All right, it crit fails the save. Anything different happen on a crit fail of Chill Touch?
It deals some damage, and then it is enfeebled 1.
Mm-hmm. Nice, good chunk of damage. If I remember right, the enfeebled, I think it's an attack modifier.
I think so. Yeah, it put the effect on it. So you'll fuck with them. That'll be my turn.
Yep. Status penalty to melee attack rolls and athletics checks and stuff. Cool. All right. Let's see. Top of the order here. Maz. Seeing Bras getting wailed on here. Continues the rapier onslaught. It's been a good day for poking holes in snakes. As we see with another crit. Whew!
Maz is kicking some ass.
And then a critical miss. The pattern continues. Scorch. 2 attacks, I assume?
Yep.
Alright. What the heck? Why does it keep running it twice? Alright,
I
well.
don't know which got a critical.
Yeah, another critical. Hope we're not using up all of our criticals. Alright. Nice chunk there. Honker.
Well, that worked last time, so I'll try Chill Touch again.
Okay. Ah, she succeeded this time. All right. So she is looking pretty rough here. Her kind of poorly crafted wings are falling off a bit, and bloodied and bruised and whatnot. And she sees her compatriot behind you there, dead on the ground, and you see kind of a bit of fear cross her eyes here, and she like hurriedly reaches into a pocket, and you see her chug some kind of potion, and she disappears. And you can hear kind of what sounds like movement, but it is moving away from you. She seems to have just gone invisible and fled.
Well, in the direction I last heard the noise, I'm going to throw a knife.
Okay. So you last heard the noise to the southeast, so go ahead and just roll a attack. Attack the nothing. All right, so you throw this in that direction, and it whizzes through the cloud here, and you hear like a little thunk, and it sounds like it just kind of got caught in the wood of the wall. And as you're kind of listening for this, like you don't hear anything else. You don't really kind of sense anything else. Like the room seems to be empty. They seem to have gotten scared of it all and fled. You are out of initiative.
Good.
Cool. Well, I got some ouchies, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some healing. Anybody else really bad? Because I can do 2 people at once.
Yeah, Maz can also do some healing as well.
Looks like Scorch probably need it, and then me.
Okay, I'll do me and Scorch, and then Maz can do Grotus.
Okay.
I can do. Grotus can handle himself.
We'll think she can do twice as well. So let's see, medicine. Nice. Okay, so the healing on you, Grotus, critical success. So 4. Let me roll to 4d8s plus 5. So 23, 20, 28. So you're fully healed. You're all good.
What's the number to
So 15 is just success. 25 is critical success.
Okay, I succeeded for me and Scorch.
Okay, so 2d8s plus 5. Yeah, 2d8s plus 5 for each of you. And then let you roll those.
So plus 5?
Yeah, plus 5. I'll get Scorch's fixed here.
Okay.
Okay, Scorch is looking a lot better. And then Maz will do their other healing on Braz, since you're the worst looking after that smack. see.
Well, that bitch got 2 criticals on me.
She did. She did indeed. All
I
right.
don't appreciate that.
Medicine. All right. There's success. All right. So 14 more. So you're down to 40 wound.
Cool.
All right. Feeling a little better. All right. Yeah, but otherwise, you don't sense anyone else in this room. It's just the soft lighting and the harp music and the clouds.
Well, which
Um,
should we go?
now can I use my spirit sense?
Sure can.
Okay, so the way this works, I have an action in the ethereal plane. You roll a secret check to find haunts, spirits, and things around me.
Okay. What is the secret check? Is there like a DC on that or?
Oh, holy cow! No, I was reading a whole different wrong thing on the.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on.
Get your together,
This is actually just an always on sense, so I was wrong in the combat. 60 feet, I have an imprecise sense of the spirit of creatures, living creatures, most mindless undead, and haunts within range.
Cool.
I still have to like seek to locate them, so it's like if you can hear or kind of know that somebody's there, but like they're hidden,
Yeah.
you know.
You have like some vague sonar. You're not like immediately like targeting locked as soon as you sense
Yeah, like
someone's.
I gotta know kind of generally where it's at, but I gotta actually get eyes on it to really know where it's
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you're kind of reaching out with your little psychic feelers here, and you do sense presences to the north of you.
at. I sense something up this way.
All right.
Let's find it and punch it.
All right. So Honker, you head off to the north, and in pretty short order, kind of going along between the clouds here, you find yourself up against a wall. Um, these presences you're sensing seem to be somewhere in another room to the north of here, but wherever the door of that is, it's not directly in front of you here.
So I'll kind of start moving along this wall to see if I can find a door.
Okay. All right. In pretty
Wait,
short.
what's the wall made of?
What's the wall made of?
Yeah.
It has the appearance of wood. You're not entirely sure if it's actually wood or just been like painted to look that way. But yeah, it's kind of like it looks like a white, kind of like a birch type look.
I was gonna say if it was tent, we could just cut through it.
But Honker, you do seem to have come across a door here to the north. Again, this is another instance of the door is a bunch of fabric hanging down in like strips. The scent that you're getting through this one is kind of a heady, earthen sort of scent, kind of misty, kind of like that kind of like funk you get if you go to like an arboretum or something. That kind of humid funk.
Okay, I'll go through.
All right. So you head through the door. Let me get Moz and everybody up here. There we go. Get Grotus in there too. There we go. All right. So in here, this room that you step in. It has a completely different feel. Like the previous room was kind of like just like a very moderate, comfy temperature, like that kind of unnoticeable temperature. It just feels just neutral. But here it's kind of heady and humid, and you get like the kind of like an animal scent, and then like the scent of dirt and mustiness. There are vines hanging from the ceiling, and thick leaves are all over the floor. And then additionally, there are some cages, uh, one to the east of you and one to the north of you. You see some shapes within them. Light in here is not high enough to like quite make out what they are, but you can see that there's something in these cages, pretty decently sized too. And this same kind of feminine voice you heard earlier kind of calls out, "For our next act, can our intrepid stars tame the terrors of the jungle, or will they end up at the bottom of the food chain?" And as this line finishes, uh, behind you here, where it was like the strips of fabric before, uh, a door made out of metal slides shut behind you, blocking you in here. And with what time it is, we're going to take our little 10-minute break here to get a drink, do what you got to do, and then we'll come back with this room afterwards. So we'll see you 7:45 ish. So
Okay.
break mode. All right. Okay. So, yes, the door seems to close behind you, locking you in this room. So, at the same time as you hear this door slide shut behind you, you see on the far kind of northeast corner of this room, you can see there's another door over there, but it is also shut. It isn't just loose fabric at the moment. And above it, there appears in kind of this cutesy script looking uh, a numbers appear. You see the number 10 appear above the door over there. And then lastly, you see in the middle of the room, pretty much directly between the two cages here, you see what looks like a small pedestal uh, kind of come up out of the ground. You can't make out entirely what exactly it is, but it's like you see kind of a little pillar come up out of the ground in the middle of the room here.
Don't like that.
The number above the door in the northeast changes to a 9.
Okay. Let's get to the other end of the room, guys.
Okay.
Fuck right out of here.
Okay, so you guys all, kind of go running across the room here. You do notice as you pass by, like both of these cages are closed, like their doors aren't open right now. If you're taking a look to see if you can get a glimpse of what's in these cages, go ahead and roll a perception as you're running by.
Jeepers.
Whew. All right. So, oh yeah, let me get Moz 1, 2. Oop. Also a 1. Oof. All right. So Honker, as you guys are kind of running across all of this, you see you kind of catch a better glimpse of what's in these cages. The one to the north appears to have a enormous snake,
Ugh.
like much bigger than Mr. Tickle's big guy. And then the other cage appears to have what looks like some kind of tiger type animal. 2 of them, in fact, in these cages. You also see Honker with that perception roll as you are running past the column in the middle. Seems to have a button on the top of it. And then also, all of you, everybody roll an acrobatics check in the process of this running across the room.
I would argue that is my. No, I can't really get that into comments. Never mind.
You were sure gonna try though, weren't you?
We're trying to bring clown lore into this.
I almost did for the occultism check you had me do earlier. I almost was going to argue that like clown lore should fall into this because like anyway.
All right. So acrobatics. So everyone except for Honker, who I guess perceived pretty well in the process of this as well. So there's these like large kind of jungly leaves like all over the floor. And as you're running across, a couple of these patches of leaves are quite slick. And Maz and Grotus and Braz, just do a quick little couple rolls here. All right, so Maz gets to here before falling over. Grotus, you get to about here before falling over. Braz, you get to about here before falling over. Honker, you get all the way there. Scorch is just around. He's a good boy. Yeah, the three of you are prone on the ground. The number above the door you see is changed to an 8. And you also hear the doors on these cages. You hear like a very, very faint kind of grating noise.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Gonna get back up and get to that door. Are we going in turn order?
At this point, yeah. We're not like in combat, but yeah, we probably should be in initiative right now.
Should we? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Maz came up first in the turn order here. Is currently prone on her butt down here at the far end of this. And she does a check in acrobatics. Try to get herself up. And does manage to get herself up on these slippery leaves. And then continues trying to move up towards Braz, kind of taking a little carefully, trying to avoid any particularly slippery looking patches of leaf. Grotus.
Get back up. Go towards this door. See what it takes to open it.
Okay. So do another acrobatics to try to get up in these leaves. Okay. So despite the leaves being unnaturally oily, you do manage to get up out of this patch of particularly slippery leaves and head up that way. This door appears to be some kind of iron, very solid, is locked, doesn't seem to be wanting to go anywhere.
That's it. Just locked as fuck.
Yep, it's just locked, and the number of the door is a 7 now.
Can I kick it? Kick it, break it, smash it.
Sure, you could try doing like a strength.
Can it be athletics?
Yeah, sure. All right. So you let out a hell of a kick into this door, and it very solidly thud against it, but it does not seem to be taking any influence from your feet. Your foot is a little sore.
Interesting. Fuck. I guess last move, go near one of these cage doors.
Okay. All right, so you kind of move back this direction, kind of past that little pillar that came up in the middle of the room. And you're kind of getting a look through this cage, and yeah, there is a very large snake. Like, it's Like like the body of it itself is, you know, probably as big around as like most of you. This is a big, thick noodle.
I don't like that.
Are there any switches or buttons or plates in there? Look interesting.
You don't seem to see anything in there. The only button that comes to mind is the one that is on this pillar in the little middle of the room.
All right. So the pillar is, just to be clear, something I walked right by in the very center here. So I guess I'll get up next to that and check it out.
Yeah, it's basically like equidistant, kind of between the corners of those cages, like right in the middle of the path, pretty much.
Okay.
That general area.
So yeah, anything to interact with on there.
Yeah, there's a very tantalizingly red button on top of it.
Anything else?
Nope.
I think I know what the button does. All right, guard. I think we should all get up by that door there and be ready for me to smash this button. I think it's gonna open the door and release snakes.
Well, half of that sounds good.
Well, if we're by the door, it might suck so bad.
I definitely want to get up off my ass before he pushes the button.
Also, we got the oily leaves, these suspiciously oily leaves. It might involve something with fire. We need to make sure we can't be set on fire. That'd be good.
All right.
So yeah, that'll be my turn, and I'll leave it up to the fire spitter to know
Okay.
how to make sure we don't get set on fire.
Okay.
I know how to set fire.
All right. So Hunker, you are over by the door here. Grotus is examining this button on this pillar. Above you is a 6.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. I'll run over and hit the button.
All right. Hunker, you run back up of the path.
No, I'm not up yet.
And you dash up next to Grotus. You reach up with your little wooden hand, boop, and boop the button.
Oh God.
You hear the kind of like faint grating noise that you were hearing. It stops, and you look over and you see that the number above the door has changed back to 10.
I don't think this did what you wanted it to do.
It didn't do what I was worried it would do.
I think we're going to be stuck in here with the snakes.
All right. Which one do we
Yeah.
go first?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
As you guys are talking, the door changes to a 9 and the grating starts again.
And the grating is coming from.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's coming from the direction of like these cages. Yeah.
There's this door to the north of us is impassable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like some kind of iron. It's locked as fuck. It's an 8 now.
Maybe there's something in the cages.
Well, there's definitely something in the cages.
I mean, with the snakes, we should probably just deal with them one at a time. Make sure the countdown never gets to 0. Honker, can you stand by the pillar and do your long range stuff? Make sure we have somebody close by to smash the button so we don't figure out what the countdown is. I don't like what it is with these oily leaves.
Yeah.
What if we bust through the door?
Tried it, didn't work.
Hold on, let's try it again. And I'll run over to it.
All right. So you head back over in the direction of the door that says 7 above it. And what are you doing?
Okay, so hold on. I think of a terrible, terrible joke here.
You can do it.
Damn it. Oh man. I'll say this is what happens when your mom looks at things, and then I'll touch the door. So I'll cast Curse of Lost Time on the door.
Ooh, what's this do?
Yeah, so I believe it. So it says if the object is attended, the bearer can attempt a fortitude save. If it fails, or if the object is unattended, the object immediately takes 4d6 damage, applying hardness normally, and the item is cursed for an unlimited duration. Until the curse ends of this unlimited duration curse, the item is shoddy and can't be repaired, and it attempts a counter spell against anything that would repair the door, and you have to use remove curse on it.
All right.
It was a hell of a bad joke.
Interesting.
Terrible joke.
Okay.
I mean, it was. Let's be honest.
Okay.
So I don't know if this does anything, but I'll roll the damage, and then I imagine I imagine this to be like the Indiana Jones scene, right? Is
Okay.
kind of the effect of these, because it can do living creatures or constructs as well, and it'll mess them up just as bad. So I imagine I'm like touching this, and it's like kind of rusting over. That's what I see in my landscape.
Okay.
Terrible. Can I hero point damage?
I don't think you can hero point
Okay.
damage. I think you can only hero point like rolls.
Fair. Okay. So that's what I do before we start the rest of the business.
Okay. All right. So, you cast this. It does seem to like get like a patina of rust on this door. But you know, as you look up the wall above you, which says 6, continues counting downwards.
Well, I'm out of ideas. I'll run back over to the pillar.
Okay. Braz, you're prone on the ground in the leaves.
Yeah, first things first. Let's try to get my butt up here.
All right. So you kind of position yourself on these leaves and pull yourself up without falling back over with that acrobatics roll. And as you stand up and see the 5 on the wall over there, you wonder what to do.
Am I right next to the thing with the button?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a couple feet away. You just have to like step over there.
Okay, yeah, I will do that and push the button to at least reset the time so we can try to figure this out.
Okay. All right. The time goes back to 10 like it was before. You see in the cages here the tigers and the big ass snake here. They seem to have woken up, or at least kind of paid attention to what's going on in here. And you can see them both kind of like pacing of sorts in their cages, watching all of you between the bars.
Please tell me how a snake paces.
It's kind of just slowly kind of going moving around the edges of its cage here. You can kind of see the thickness of its body, just kind of moving along the edge of the bars. It's a big boy.
Are we able to see if there's like anything in the cages with them, like any other like buttons or?
Sure, you could do a
something?
perception check on that. Yeah.
I feel like we're missing something here.
All right. So you head over to the cage to the north of you here, where the snake is at, and you try to get a good look in there, and you don't see anything else in this cage aside from the snake and then the door to the cage next to you here. Yeah, no clear buttons or switches or levers or doodads. Just the snake, which is very intently watching you directly from the other side of the bars.
I will not be your snack today.
He continues kind of staring intently at you. You kind of manage to pull your eyes away for a moment to glance back over at the door in the northeast, which has gone to an 8.
I have no other ideas, guys.
All right. Now that I think about it, so I'm going to say since we're not fighting anything at the moment, let's not necessarily go in initiative order because this might take a while if we stick in initiative order. All right. So the door.
Wait,
The
did you
door.
say that there was vines hanging down?
Yes, there are some vines hanging from the ceiling of this room. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just remembered it.
Okay. 7.
Okay,
S-
then
6.
since the bars are rusted, I can take another crack at smacking. Acrobatics my way back over
Okay.
there and smash them doors as hard as I can.
Okay. All right. So you throw some kicks into this, and it's there's been a little bit of rust on the outside here, and you feel like a little bit more give on the door this time, but it just kind of bounces back as metal does when you strike it a little, and doesn't seem to go flying open or anything like that. As you're wailing on this, the numbers above you 5, 4, I've counted by.
Oh shit, I'll hit the button.
Do it.
All right, Braz, you smack the button, and once again we're back at 10.
What are we missing?
What if we just
I think
let
we
it
should
get
try
to
and
0?
confront one of the snakes. Could let it get to 0, but I have a feeling it'll be set ablaze or some horrible thing. Try to take out one of these snakes.
Okay, hold on. All these leaves that are like especially oily, are they absolutely everywhere or just in certain spots?
Roll me a perception on that one.
I might kind of have an idea.
Okay. Okay. You kind of take a look around at these leaves. It is not everywhere that is noticeably slick. It just seems like there are patches of leaves here and there that are slick.
Well, what if we collect the oily, slick leaves and place them strategically so if this place does go up in flame, we have a path, but the snake and the tiger can't get to us.
All right.
And then maybe we do let the thing run out. What do
Okay.
you guys think?
Yeah, I'm okay with torching this place as long as we have a way to not get, guaranteed torched with it.
Yeah, I think if we just like strategically pile them and create a path for ourselves, that should eliminate that risk. And then if somebody just stands by the button while we do that to make sure it doesn't get to 0 before we finish.
All right. Who's on button duty?
Me.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you are going to be just trying to smush leaves out of the way of the path.
I think, yeah, kind of make a clear path from the button to the door and kind of place them in front of the cages. Not so like if it goes up, the animals are going to immediately like get burned, but that if their cage is open, it'll deter them.
Okay. All right. All right. So by the time you kind of finish discussing this plan of action, there's a 3 above the door in the northeast.
Girl, you're the button guy.
Yeah, I'll hit the button.
All right. It goes back to a 10.
Okay, let's start piling some leaves.
All right. Give me a probably athletics if we're trying to rush around, pushing as much junk everywhere as possible. All right. Grotus, are you joining in on the leaf lovering?
Help me, I'm small.
Maz is as well. I'll make sure I get her in
I'm not
here.
going to call it leaf loving, but I'll help.
Don't worry, we're not calling it that.
All right. So the 3 of you, managed to, in the time of this countdown here, continue pushing things around and make it a fairly clear path, at least from what you can tell, from the button to this door to the north, and some piles of these kind of slicker leaves in a few spots that hopefully will frighten these animals at least. You assume if the cage is open on them. By the time you finish getting all this stuff pushed around here, it's come back around down to a 2.
Okay, don't let it go down yet, Honker. Are there any vines that are like right above the platform with the button that Honker could reach to get up to safety if need be?
Yeah, there's like enough vines around that if Honker needed to get up on a vine, you could get to one pretty easily.
Okay, so I'll advise Honker of doing that if shit hits the fan, and then I'd like to get over to the door by Curtis.
Okay. It's out of 1.
Do we need more time, or what do you guys think?
You can see one of the tigers is trying to put its paw through the cage bars and kind of swipe it in your guys' direction.
Oh, shit. I guess it's now.
Let it happen.
Letting it happen? No button press?
I think we're ready.
Okay. All right. Honker, you stand next to the pillar here and watch as the door changes to a 0. And you hear a click. And the door swings open behind you, Grotus. And nothing else happens. The cages don't open. Nothing lights on fire. The animals are all still in their cages, kind of hungrily looking in your direction.
Great. Let's fuck off.
What
You
the fuck?
you
Was
hear
that
you,
easy?
you hear a voice kind of come over this voice that you've heard before, and she says, "Well, I was hoping that would distract you for at least a little longer than that." But then you hear her she kind of lets out a little laugh at you, and then the voice goes away.
Oh my god. I should have been out of this room so long ago.
Oh,
It's never that easy.
I love that one. I've used that on another group before. All you have to do is just let it get to 0, and that's it. There's nothing else. Oh, I love that one. All right. So, the door's open. Nobody had to fight any ferocious, hungry animals. So, in this room ahead of you here. Let me open the door so we can actually see in there. Come on, Scorch. There we go. Okay. So this room behind the door is much, much smaller than the previous two rooms that you've been in. There are the walls in here are all kind of a very kind of deep dark color. It's not black. It's a very blackish blue. And you see images of like moons and stars and celestial bodies kind of painted all over the walls and the ceiling. Very, very science museum wallpaper kind of print. And there is a small wooden cage with wooden bars that are painted kind of a bright red color against the northern wall. And you hear that the disembodied voice that you've heard in these previous rooms comes back on and says, "Shh, wouldn't want to wake the moon mole." And it kind of laughs a little bit and then fades back out.
I don't know what a moon mall is, and I don't give a shit. So, Gross is just gonna march straight forward, find the exit.
Okay. So, everyone in here do a will save.
It's not.
Okay. So, Grotus, Honker, Grotus, you're kind of you move to go try to figure out how to get to whatever's after this bullshit, and all of a sudden in your head you're like, what's in the box though? I really want to know what's in the box. And you head over to the cage. You are very fascinated by what is going on in here. Honker, you as well. You also want to know what's in the box. Braz, you're indifferent to the box, but you see the other two are just all of a sudden like, whoa, what's in there?
Hey, come on. We gotta keep going.
And what is in there indeed? Because as you approach the cage and take a look in there, this is what's in there.
The fuck?
There's a strange, small, kind of one eye stalked creature. And it seems to be kind of making this little, just kind of very low, soft, like noise. And it is so interesting to Grotus and Honker. This is so cool. This is the coolest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on,
New
take
party
it
costume.
home. Come on, you can come with us.
There is a there is a door on this cage. It has just like a padlock on it.
Let's get him out.
I'm gonna do a perception check on this thing, see what kind of vibes it gives off.
Okay. All right. You take a look at this thing, and the only real vibes you're getting off of this thing are, that's kind of neat. You manage to shake it off a little bit. It doesn't quite get a hold of you like the other ones, but as you're sitting there looking at it, trying to figure out what's up with this, you're like, what is going on there?
Yeah, I want to break them out and scoop them up.
Well, you better hope it doesn't eat you.
Not the new party monster. Nah. Right.
All right. So if you just trying to like whack on this like padlock here?
Yeah, try to pry it open, break it open.
Okay.
Real quick.
Sure. So for doing that, we're gonna want to do an athletics check. Once you get back.
I heard athletics check.
Yep. All right. So you let off a strike on this padlock, and while the padlock itself doesn't break, like this cage is made out of wood, and you kind of just break off the part of the cage that the padlock was locking, and it comes off with it. And the door is open, and you're looking at this little pink fuzzy thing. It's just chilling in there. It's making this weird little sound. It's still really fucking cool.
Hey, man, you're rad as hell.
You've never seen one of these things before. Like, this is so strange. It's so neat.
Yeah, man, come with us, man. You're rad as hell.
And so you pick up this whole thing, and like it doesn't really seem to react much. Like you can see, it kind of looks at you with its eye stalk. It just sits there, continuing to make its little weird noises. Braz, like you cannot get the attention of these two at all. Like both of them, like Grotus has this thing after getting out of its cage. Honker is just standing there right next to this, just like, whoa. Like this is all that matters. Is whatever the fuck this thing is.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and bite Grotus on the ankle then.
All right.
Do I need to roll to do that?
I mean, I guess just like roll like some kind of attack roll or something. I guess we won't roll any like damage or anything, but
He's not really expecting it.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. We'll say that gets. Yeah, you bite into Grotus's ankle, and this manages to kind of shake you out of this, Grotus. You're standing here. This thing's in your hand. You're a little confused how this got there. It's not doing anything to you. It's not like attacking you or anything. It's just there in your hand. Honker is really interested in it though.
Cool, I'll go slap Honker across the face. You all need to pay attention to the task at hand.
All right. All right, fuzzy guy. How do we find Mr. Stufflight? Too much trapped you in here too.
All right. So with the strike that you did there on Honker, that doesn't really seem to be enough to get him out of his fascination with this. Grotus, Braz, you're trying to get things moving along, get back to the task at hand, as it were. Honker doesn't want to. This is so fascinating.
My gosh, I can't take you people anywhere. Grotus, come on, Honker. We need to get moving.
No, I'm gonna feed him French fries and give him a name.
I'm gonna bite you again.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I never rolled Maz's. Okay, I guess Mods has also been very interested in this thing the whole time.
God damn it.
Can we name it Brittany? It looks like a Brittany.
You can fuck right off.
I'm getting a Brittany vibe, especially the nay, the NEIGH kind of vibe.
I don't care what you name it. Can we just move on, please?
Don't talk about Brittany like that.
I will talk about that thing however I want to. Did you forget we're here to take care of the mistress?
Brittany. We're taking care of Brittany.
Okay, you know what? I can't deal with you people anymore. Come on, Scorch.
All right. So, while Maz and Honker are still very fascinated, this like Grotus, you've managed to get out of its little psychic baloney it's got going on here. The door to the next room is to the west in here, and you hear from beyond it what sounds like some voices and kind of what sounds like liquid like splattering, like you hear just like these like splats coming from the other side of this door. um it doesn't appear to be locked either. It's just here. It's been here the whole time. uh Nothing's been keeping you here except whatever that is. It's keeping Honker and Maz here for now, it seems.
Well, cool. I'm leaving.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's sashay away, Brittany.
All right, so you peek through this door here since you're hearing sounds, and this next room is splattered with paint all over, like the walls, the ceiling, the floor. It's everywhere, and there are dozens of trapezes along the ceiling. And you see, kind of facing away from you at the moment, up upon one of the trapezes, is there is a gnome woman with purple hair, and she's kind of standing up there, looking down into the center of the room, where there are two very large uh, clowns. It seems they're in a clown getup. They got like a little hat and like the frills and the whatnot. They seem to be like fighting with each other and chucking paint around. Uh, they have not noticed you here looking through the door.
Can Gronus make them witness Brittany and throw Brittany in there?
Sure, you could certainly give that a go. Currently, Honker and Maz have it.
Honker, help me huck it in there.
Okay.
It's Brittany, bitch. And then we throw it.
All right. All right, so you wrest this little thing out of Honker's hands and chuck it through the door, and you hear some like little kind of squeak-ish sounding noises as it bounces along the floor a little bit, but it stops in the middle of the floor, and you see it kind of right itself back up, and the folks in here. Let me get them pulled up here. Let's do some will saves. Okay. And that one. And that one. Okay. So both of the large clowns are fascinated by this little guy in the middle of the floor. They stop fighting with each other and chucking paint around, and they kind of move over to where this thing landed and are looking at it intently, kind of reaching out for it. The one up on the trapeze sees them doing this and begins kind of berating them. You hear her calling out, Grail! Pitkin! What the hell are you doing?
All right. So we got 2 out of 3 fascinated.
Indeed.
Let's try a fascinating performance. Get the rest of it.
Okay.
I was about to say, I'll start, I'll have my entourage start doing dumbass stuff, and I'll dance around and I'll say, your mother looks like. No, you look like your mother mated with an ogre. I apologize if that's true. And I will do the fascinating performance.
Okay. And this is at the one that's up on that trapeze that isn't currently enamored with weird little guy.
He
Brittany.
has a name.
Brittany, sorry,
This is
Brittany.
No,
10.
you're not saying it right.
This is up
Brittany.
to 10. This is up to 10 creatures within range of me.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if you want to extra fascinate them all, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'll hero point that roll.
With that roll, with the 24, you're actually fine.
Oh, I'm still better than that, but I'm off my game tonight. You chose the edibles tonight to do all the puzzles.
I don't know. I think having a puzzle where the answer is do nothing, that seems like a pretty good puzzle to have when you're got nothing else.
Do nothing is never the answer, though.
That's why I love that one so much. So good. All right, so with your performance, it is sufficiently fascinating, and these two very large clowns are continue to be fascinated, and the one that was up on the trapeze, as you're like, what is it you're doing for your performance? Like, what how are you fascinating this group of folks in here?
Well, I'm riding on my little clown car and honking my nose and, doing my routine. Like, how about that airline food, everybody?
What's the deal? Oh, all right. So yeah, they are all fascinated in a variety of ways, both from you and Brittany.
There you go.
Cool. Then we can start getting in position and attacking one of them while the other 2 remain fascinated, hopefully. Or we can just walk right by him, find Mr. Stuzzlight.
That's true. That is also an option. That little guy, you don't know what it is about him. He's just
That little guy, he's a weird little guy, rad as hell.
right.
Well, hey, let's just try walking on by.
All right.
Just cruising on by. They're busy.
Okay.
The other one might snap out of it once Honker's out of the room, but
We'll be gone by then.
That's fair. All right. So to the north here, there's another of these kind of just hanging down strips of fabric. These ones are somewhat paint splattered, though, from the buckets of paint that these large clowns had been fighting with. But you part them, and there's a little bit of an alcove here and a small, kind of narrow door to the north, which is just a wooden door behind the curtain.
all right, pop on in.
All right. So, above the door here, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to the Maze of Mirrors." And the door itself is actually like a little bit open, it's like just very slightly ajar as you come up to it. And you can kind of see the dancing reflections of lights bouncing off of maze of mirrors beyond. And as you open the door, you see that is indeed the case. The walls, the floor, the ceiling is all mirrors. And there are tapered candles hanging from the ceiling that provide a bit of a dim light, but they are reflecting all over, and all of the mirrors here give an interesting effect. And especially with all these mirrors being across from each other, you're getting like infinity effect from parallel mirrors every direction.
Cool, cool. Who wants to smash some mirrors?
Smash them up.
All right.
Yeah. Smash some mirrors.
So you swing your club at one of the mirrors next to you here, and it just kind of bounces back off of it. It doesn't smash into a million pieces like you'd expect a mirror would. Do you take a closer look at the wall?
Suppose I probably should.
Okay. Roll me a perception. All right, so you kind of look in real close at the wall here, and with your, kind of alchemy knowledge and whatnot, you see that the mirrors, like what's being used for the mirrors in here, isn't glass. It's very polished steel, it seems. This is all. It's like this whole thing looks like it's made out of stainless steel.
I hate that. I will share that tidbit with everybody. Guess we don't get to smash our way through. I'm very disappointed.
We had to try. It was the right thing to try.
It was. It was a good call. All right. I think. Well, actually, before we get into the stuff in the mirrors here and beyond, this would actually probably be a good spot to stop before we do the other chunk of this, since we're getting up towards 9, and we're already down Riz anyway. So I think we will stop it there for tonight before we get into the mirrors.
Oakley pokely.
Gotta say, good call on the chucking the Brittany into the next room. That was a smart move. Definitely made.
Kill me for this.
All right. So I think let's see, when's next?
I think I'm gonna just change my name legally.
Cool. Yeah, next one's on the 5th. Well, cool. So I guess until then, you guys all have a good holiday, whatever the heck you're doing. I'm sure we'll see some of you sooner than then on the space rig or something. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, we'll pick it up in the new year.
Cool beans.
Hell yeah, good gaming.
All right.
Fascination.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming, everyone, for our Pathfinder night fun session. Let's see who we've got on, if anybody. This time of night, on a Friday before a holiday. Okay, looks like Honey Bonzo's on. We'll go raid Honey Bonzo. They are doing Yakuza. Oh, that did not. Oh, is it a 0? Hold on. Raid Honey Bonzo. Oh, I see what I did. I accidentally put an exclamation point in there when I shouldn't have. Sweet. All right, and we will be doing some more Sekiro, over the weekend and the holiday. But yeah, Pathfinder will be again in the new year. Happy holidays, everyone. If we don't see you till then, otherwise, bye.